Ray 9 here on the Sun Ray 9 show. I thank you for tuning in on this Sunday shadow hour, what most people call night. I thank you for tuning in. And I was supposed to have a show last night, but I was having a little network problems, so I decided not to skip another week, try to stay consistent with my shows. So I had to reschedule for today. Like I said, I thank you once again for tuning in to the Sun Ray 9 show. Tonight's segment of the show is entitled, Preachers, Are They Really Trying to Save Souls, or Are They Just Out for the Money? Are these preachers, or some of these big shot preachers, are they really out to save souls? Or do they just really want, or do they really believe in what they are teaching you? Or is it just all about the money? If you worship the same God as they do, and somehow they have become rich, and prosperous, why are you still poor? And if you believe the same thing as they do, so why is God blessing them and not blessing you in the same manner also? If you're doing everything that they are subscribing you to do, and you're paying your tithes and offerings and everything that they tell you you're supposed to do, why are they so prosperous and you are so poor? Or, you barely making it, you scuffling. So is it really that they out to save souls or just out for the money? I will be playing a couple of audio clips, some people had exposed a couple of these big name preachers like Creflo Dollar, Leroy Thompson, Kenneth Copeland, and there's many more, who's dealing with this prosperity preaching. Is it really a part of the teachings of what they call Jesus Christ, or many want to say Yahshua? Is it a part of the teaching? Is it really in the scripture? Is it really in the Bible? Did Jesus ever get paid like they did? We see a lot of the preachers who live these big lavish lifestyles, who live in these big $1 million mansions, who have Lear jets, Rolls Royces, big $1,000 suits, Rolex watches, that we see from the scripture that Jesus never had these. They didn't have all those things back in the days, but he did not live those lifestyles. They say that he lived from house to house, stayed wherever he could. But, why are these preachers living these big lavish lifestyles? But I've heard many times that a lot of people say, God, man, is supposed to live, comfortable. He's supposed to have wealth. So if he's, they said because he's God's representative, as they would say. But if he's God's representative and he's God's man, his messenger, aren't you still children of God? If you are his children, shouldn't you be getting blessed, as they would say, also? Shouldn't you be able to have these luxury things? You should be able to have money also. So, it's just some things to think about, So we're going to get into a couple of audios, playing a couple of things about these preachers and let you hear for yourself what a lot of them saying and teaching on. So the first one I'm going to bring you here tonight, I'm going to bring you audio about Creflo Dollar and Kenneth Copeland being exposed. So check out the audio.
You're watching the Christian Channel. Jesus is the Lord of the airwaves.
New from Pastor Brian Houston, money.
There's not one person in this building who doesn't need more money. And if you say, well, I don't need more money, then I would say you have a very poor outlook on life.
You'll learn why you need more money.
Because money is a tool that can accomplish phenomenal things. What money can do in your hand is bless, it can help, it can build, it can increase, it can bring vision, it can strengthen.
You'll learn how to get more money. and you'll learn how to have wealth without having a love for money.
Poor does not have to be permanent. All the answers here, you say, well, how do you know that? Because why would the scripture say, let the poor say, I am rich? If it wasn't the will of God to break the power of poverty over people's lives.
In this life-changing tape series, Pastor Brian Houston will challenge you to live according to the principles of God and see His blessing on your life as you become a money magnet.
Money! Come to me now! Money is trying to get into your hands right now, even as I speak. God's almighty. He's trying to change your financial position, but you don't think it's a part of God's recovery. We ain't going to do that. We're not going to mess this message up. Act a fool on it like people have other messages that God has given down through the years. No, sir. We're going to walk on this one right down the middle of the road, and we're going to be word people, and we're going to stay word people, and we're going to be wealthy word people in the things of God. And when you're wealthy in God, you're content all the time. All the time. Somebody said, oh, I didn't come here because I want to hear about money. I came here because I need some peace. Well, honey, you need some money or you ain't going to never know no peace. So tonight, I want to talk to you about the relationship between money and peace. Because I've heard people say, it's not about money, it's about peace, and it's about joy, and it's about love. It's about money.
You understand what I'm saying? Y'all better obey the prophet, and you will reap the prophet's reward. My prophet is rich, and I'm going to be rich too. I call in the money. I found me a picture. This is my first billion, and I speak to it. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I call it in.
To recognize what this Bible is saying, God is trying to put glorious material wealth and blessings into our hands, and He's going to do it by way of the anointing. I did not come here to preach this message to you to see what I can get out of you. I didn't come here to get anything from you. I'm already wealthy. I'm loaded. I got more than enough. I'm a blessed man. I didn't come here to get something from you. I didn't ride here on Delta. I rode here on my own airplane. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't come here to get nothing from you. I came here to get this message to you. I came here to bring you something that's going to deliver you out of this financial bondage. I came here to get you something that's going to step you out of where you are right now, and you'll never be the same again. It's about money. 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 It's about money.
All right, we heard old Careful Dollar say it's all about the money. You hear him say he didn't ride in on Delta. He rode in on his own plane. You see how these preachers out here, they brag about the things that they have right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? They come to you all the time talking about, you know what I'm saying, the things in the scripture where they use in the book of Malachi, where a man robbed God. And then they getting all this money from you and taking all your money, making you feel guilty when you don't want to pay your tithes and offerings, or when you don't give in tithes and offerings. And they use all this money for their lavish lifestyle so they can live, you know what I'm saying, so-called comfortable. Man, you know what I'm saying? I don't even live in, basically I live in an apartment. I'm living comfortable. Boy, they got to live in a $40 million house, you know what I'm saying, ride around in Rolls Royce and all these big Bentleys, and they got to fly Lear jets. You know what I'm saying? Is this, if they saying you're a Christian, not to knock the Christian, but if you were saying you're a Christian, is this really the lifestyle of a Christian? Because you say that you're a Christian as one who follow the teaching examples of Christ. So did Christ have all these things? Is this really what it's all about? I thought it was all about saving souls. So how did it jump from teaching all about the kingdom of heaven and to now it jumped to all about money, having finance? That's all you hear now, and you know, when it comes to the teaching. They don't teach all about trying to how you should get to heaven and the things about, heaven. And they said a lot of them. I've heard some say that, you about blessings. If you don't give, you can't receive any blessings. So that if you're not paying your tithes and offerings, you won't even be blessed. God won't send you any kind of blessings. But how many miracles did Jesus, how many miracles did Jesus do and perform? Did he charge people for any miracles? I never saw that in any of the scriptures. Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. I never saw that in any other gospels. We charge anybody to heal them of their sickness or their ills. So why do you have to give these preachers money to be blessed? Is that really the teachings of Christ? I don't think so. So if you have any comments or you want to just, just add in on this, you can call in and let's talk about it. It's 347-850-8038. Number once again is 347-850-8030. And I'll bring to you another clipping here where he was, talking about the lavish lifestyle once again. I even have a clipping on here. I tell you what, I'm going to play this one where this Pastor Leroy Thompson, where he's bragging. He's bragging about his thing, talking about a $16,000 dog. I ain't never seen a $16,000 dog. I wonder what he looked like. Is he dipped in gold or what? But let's hear from this pastor.
Now I want y'all to know, everybody know my children. Everybody. In my town, everybody know my children. Everybody. My daughter drives a Mercedes. What? My daughter drives a Mercedes. 22-year-old, still live with me. Drive a Mercedes. I just bought my boy a new Lexus. What? New Lexus. My little boy, he drives a convertible. He's 17 years old, he got a new convertible. What? They all know my children. He said, I increase you more and more. You and your children. We got everything. We got the gift of the Spirit. We got the Holy Ghost. We got healing. Now we got to have some money. What? Your healing will get a little attention. But ain't nothing gonna get attention like this money gonna get, boy. These worldly folks understand money. Honey, when we get our money, they coming. What? If you want your loved ones saved, let the Lord prosper you. They're gonna understand when you start walking in money. What? In money and walking in the blessing of God. Hey! You want your family saved, get your money. What? There's going to come an anointing in you tonight that's going to grab you like you've never been grabbed before and shake every ounce of poverty out of you, and you'll never be broke another day in your life. You are going to get your money tonight. You're going to get revelation. You're going to get anointed. You're going to get understanding tonight. You're going to get your revelation. Brother, what you come here for? What you come here for? You come here to get what God got for you, didn't you? I hollered so much with trouble last night, I almost lost my voice. Hollering for him. Give me some water. Don't be all night. What? Don't be all night. Now to Abraham, verse 16. But as of one, and to thy seed, which is Christ. Now look at the 29th verse. Obedience is the key that unlocks prosperity. You're always going to have somebody barking at you. You're always going to have somebody persecuting you. That come along with it. But just put your one up and go on to the bank. What? I don't have no problem. They persecute me. You try to persecute me, I put my one up in my robe, and don't put it down till I get to the bank teller, and I hit that button, the air blowing all upside your head, and I just turn my money in. Then if I don't do it on my road, I just get my convertible Mercedes and have the top down already. Now you can't handle that, stay broke.
What?
See, you got to fly with the eagles, baby. I'm trying to get you to fly with the eagles. I'm trying to tell you I'm an eagle. I'm not just talking about, I'm no bird pick. I'm not no chicken, baby. I've been to the land. I have some grapes. Ooh, what he got? I ain't told you much, baby. My horse name increased. My horse, the personal horse I ride, I have 5 horse, quarter horse. My son horse named Millionaire. My elder son, he ride a horse called Big Timer. Yes, I got a $16,000 dog.
What?
Yes, I got a $16,000 dog. A dog. $16,000 dog. That watches my wife. I was looking in a book. I saw a man with a jet like mine. The white boy standing by his jet. He had his family. He had a nice car. He had a pretty little girl playing with a big pretty dog. And I kept reading, and I saw that you can buy those dogs. And it said a dog will watch the house and take care of your family. I said, I got the money. I'm getting my wife one of these dogs. If somebody try to go in there, all that dog gonna eat them up. That dog understands 3 languages. I ain't talking no much. When the doorbell ring at the front, that dog knows the difference between the front doorbell child and the back door. The first person you meet, or the first object you meet, or the first power you meet when you come to my house is Tim. When me and my wife lay down, he lay right at the foot of the bed. You better not come in that house. You can't buy no dog like that for $400. A movie star's been had him, baby, don't worry. See, somebody got to go there. Let me help you, baby. Somebody got to go there. Somebody got to go there before you recognize you can go there.
What?
What you get upset about that for? What's your broke self?
What?
What's your broke self? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? I'm $16,000 dog. Baby, let me tell you something. I paid my due. You won't judge a man's harvest until you see his seed. And I give my seeds assignment. You better write that down. You need to give every seed you plant an assignment.
All right.
And don't let pressure off that sucker until it come back with what you sent it for.
All right.
I receive it. Give it a sign. See, if you can't stand my prosperity, you can't stand my $16,000 dog, you'll never get in. The Lord ain't letting no misers in. See, you can't stand to see your neighbor blessed, you'll never get blessed. He told Abraham, I'll curse those that curse you. When you see somebody in the car like you want, you might have a son who gone astray, but when you get your money and move in a new neighborhood, he's going to come back home just to check things out. Oh, hallelujah. When you get anointed, the gates fly wide open and things constantly come to you. They're bringing it and don't know why they're bringing it, but you put in some money magnet and you begin to draw it. See, I know some of y'all get real deep. Somebody, it's about love, it ain't about no money. You just get married in love. And you marry a woman and wake up next morning and say, honey, it's just about love. I don't have no money, no job. It's just about love. Some of these women stressed out right now. You ain't bringing a big enough check home.
What?
You ain't bringing a big enough check home. And tell them, honey, have it. I know because I did that to Carolyn. Have it, honey. I don't even know what's going on. My wife under pressure. I don't know why she's under pressure. She ain't had enough money. That's why she was under pressure.
What?
Mess your love life all up. Mess your bedroom up. Mess everything up. When you're broke, everything messed up. Nobody won't make no love broke. Want some money, man. Get some money, then we make some love. Get some money. Get me in a bigger house.
Ringo TV.
All right, I really don't know what I can say behind that clip, man. But it's nothing like my grandmother used to say, Lord Jesus, oh child, what we gonna do about that? Man, I don't know what to say. That brother said he got a $16,000 dog. He said you can't even buy a $400 dog to do that $16,000 dog. Man, I just want to see that dog just one good time. Man, when I got a call online, I'm coming right at you, 704. And I'm bringing you on, because like I said, I'm lost for words behind that clip.
This
I hate calling you on the air.
Yeah, this is something that's been, this is what all the ministers and prophets and apostles, this is what they do. Probably about 2 years ago, I started going to a small ministry. It was probably a group of about 16 people, and they said they did not base anything off of money. That's not what their foundation is, and they're all about speaking the truth, and they are speaking the truth. But at the same time, when I sat there and I overheard them say, apostles' rent needs to be paid. Can anybody send in some gift donations for apostles' rent? And I'm thinking, that's not my problem if apostles' rent need to be paid. I mean, why are we paying these people to tell you something? Why am I paying them to tell me something? Why am I telling them paying them to tell me knowledge? What am I getting out of that? Why can't I get paid to tell people the truth? Why are they taking from me? I have a family member that needed something from the church she was going to, and they said they called her with their counsel. They had a counsel for a couple people on three-way, and they said, well, let's talk about how much you've put into the church before we can discuss what we can give you to help you. So basically, they saying she didn't put in enough for them to even help her pay whatever she needed to pay.
You know what? It's not the first time I heard that. I heard that several other times from several people. They said they got to go back and see what you have tied it before they can help you. Man, that's something.
And when you there, and this is, I'm young. I'm 25, and just being in the religious system maybe about 3 to 4 years ago, I started realizing it's all about the scare tactic, making you feel condemnation, making you feel bad, making you feel like you owe them something, making you feel like you owe God something, but you don't owe God anything. That's the truth. You don't owe him anything. Your gift is just being in this kingdom. And that's the thing that we fail to realize is that people take their last bit of money to pay these tithes, and then next week their car is repossessed, their lights are off, they don't have a telephone, the kids are going hungry, but you took your last $100 to give to this church, but this church can't do nothing for you.
Yeah, that's true. And this is the scripture. You notice every time they get ready, it's time for tithes and offerings. They go to the book of Malachi, chapter 3, start at verse 8. And they always get you with this when they say, well, a man robbed God, yet ye have robbed me. But you say, wherein we have robbed thee, in tithes and offerings. It says, ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. It says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse. Now, this one said the church is the storehouse. So you got to bring all your tithes and offering to the storehouse. But they scare you with that, well, a man robbed God, and then they're going to talk about you cursed. I mean, how can I rob God? I mean, I used to say, it sounded like it was a joke.
If God is royalty, is part of royalty, how can you rob somebody so royal?
Yeah.
You can't. That's not even part of his foundation anyway.
Yeah, and then you're going to tell me I'm robbing God. Okay, what am I going to do? Catch him going to the bank? What bank do you think with? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to catch him at the ATM and, and hit him upside the head with a pistol. How am I robbing God? I mean, God, he don't own any money. God's not concerned with money.
I got a close friend, and she's I can't even get it out. She's married to a guy. His father is a preacher, and she said this year's his father's 30th anniversary at the church. So this is what the church is going to give him for his 30th anniversary. The church is going to give him $30,000.
Man, that's cool. 30,000.
So you just get 30,000 just like that for what?
Yeah. 30,000.
And she said they go to Atlanta and he buy $1,000 suits and the wife buy $1,000 suits and she got the authentic bag. He buy her everything from Paris and all this shit. And I'm thinking, you bragging on that? I would be very shameful to even be talking about something of that nature.
Indeed. And I don't know. And then the thing, like I said, where in the scriptures, now I can see where they do have in the Old Testament and so forth that does speak about free will offering, tithes and offering. But where is it in this whole Bible that it speaks about where you take up a love offering, the offering for the pastor and his wife, and all of these other, offerings that they come up with? Where is all of this in there?
I'm going to say this. If you're trying to come together and speak truth and you maybe need a building, you may have to have the lights on. I think that should be the foundation laid. It should be some kind of lease agreement shown so everybody can see where the money's going. We need to see the power bill every month if we're going to be in this so-called building, because it does take money to establish a place. I'm not going to just put it off all on these people, these religious people who have places that they're at, because it does take finances to keep things going. But when those two things are paid, that's the two main things, then where is the rest of the money going? Because really, I don't need to go to your banquet. I don't need you to be giving me no fish fry. I don't need all this bull. I just need knowledge.
Indeed.
That's all we coming there for. I don't need to see you. We having what they call it, fruit of harvest or whatever bullshit they sow or whatever, and you bring up $100 and lay it on the floor. Well, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's true. And I see Muff, and I agree with you. You said Jesus didn't like the money changes. Yeah, because we see in the scriptures where it says he turned over the tables in the temple because they was changing money in his father's house. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now you see this and you read this all the time as a pastor, even as in the congregation. You see this for yourself in the scriptures if you read that, because most of the people don't even read the Bible for themselves. They just listen what the so-called leaders teach them. So you would see where Jesus turned over the money. He got mad. And, he got pissed off and turned over the tables for them, to change your money in his father's house. So why is it now you all of a sudden, you preaching all of these things? But it goes back to the book of Matthew 15, chapter 15, verses 8 and 9. It says, the people draw not unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. It said, but in vain they worship me, teaching for the commandment or the doctrine of the commandments of men. So this doctrine that they're coming up now about all this prosperity preaching, it's only the doctrine of men. It's dealing with the commandments of men. It's not anywhere in there where it says that Yahshua or Jesus, whatever name you want to call him, what he taught in the Gospels. You can't find that. Because like I said, nowhere you see in the scripture where he charged anybody for performing miracles. Because you go to some of these churches, they want to talk about laying hands on people. Man, they want to charge you for all of this.
Yeah.
And actually, in that clip, the last clip I just made, I just played, as a guy was talking, they was having like a ritual. They call it money anointing ritual. The people, as he was speaking, the people were throwing money on the stages, and he was running across the money, talking about this money is anointed. It was him and Creflo Dollar also. And check out his name, Dollar. Just so happen he got a damn last name, Dollar. And they was running, stepping on his money, talking about anointed, and people just constantly throwing money on the stage. Man, it's just a big rip-off to me.
I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, where do you stand in the religious? I'm not gonna say you part of the religious system, but what is your whole mindset? I think a lot of people now are coming aware. This very conversation I don't think would have been heard of maybe 80 years ago, or maybe even 60 to 50 years ago. I think God is awakening a lot of people. People are coming more God conscious to the truth, and they're seeing that this is not the plan of God. And I just want to see, how do you feel about it?
Well, it's true. Actually, me myself, I really don't. I'm trying to think. I really don't really subscribe into these religious systems, or I'm gonna say religious. Saying that I'm not gonna say this. I believe in God. I don't really subscribe to saying I'm a Christian, Jew, Muslim, none of that. We don't get into those systems of belief in that matter, because it's some of the things that they get into teaching. But I do study all the the scriptures, because I have to, because I know there's truth in there. I just have to sift through it like flour. But anyway, the thing, like I said, I do believe, I do subscribe to believing in a higher power, so forth. But this thing here, like, really, and I'm throwing out like this on tonight, is to get people to see what is going on. Is, especially my Christian brothers and sisters, that's kind of why I did it. Not to deter them from saying if they want to live a Christian life, it's not to do that, but it's to let them see what is going on inside of their religion, to make them more aware of what is going on, and see, hey, if you believe in Jesus and you study His Word and supposed to follow His Word, those things that's been taught to you is not a part of His Word, so it's not a part of His teaching. So it's not, like I said, what try to knock the Christians or deter them from being Christians. It's try to make them more aware of what they're so-called practicing. And over time, they will see, like we are, maybe they won't subscribe to Christianity. They will get into a more higher conscience.
It won't, in our lifetime, it won't be that many.
No.
This is the new shift. This is what's going on. God is awakening people. So in our lifetime, it's a lot. But in the future, when we're gone, it's really going to be more revealed. Right now, people are so. If you look at TV, people are really wrapped up into religion. I don't care, like you said, Islamic, Christianity, Judaism, whatever. People are wrapped up into religion. This is people's ideologies, and this is their foundation for living. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to find out where does the truth begin.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's why I say, my thing, I don't try to knock people from being in their religious practices, but it's to get you to know what you're saying you're practicing. Don't just get into something without knowing about your so-called religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember years ago, because I used to practice Islam, and I seen a brother, he was real deep into Islam, but he was studying all kind of different things. He didn't just practice Islam. I mean, he was reading history books, he was reading science books, he was studying all kind. I was like, man, this brother here is deep. So when I asked him, I said, brother, how did I get into Islam? How do I practice Islam? Do you know anything about it? That's what he asked me. I said, no. He said, brother, before you join anything or anyone, he said, study it. Learn the origins of it. Learn something about it first before you get in it. And I said, okay. So I just started learning a few things about it, but like I said, and then over time, when I even got in it, there's a lot of things that they was practicing it. I just always kept questioning about it. I just kept questioning, why is this? Why are we supposed to pray to the east and praying to, what I'm saying, is what they call the Kaaba with the black stone? Why this? Why? It was always things questioning. Why this, why that, so and so, this and that. So I just kept on searching, and I wanted to seek out that knowledge. I didn't want to just listen to what somebody was teaching me, even when in church. I went back to Christianity, but I was not just gonna sit there and just listen. I want to know, because there was something deep inside of me still. I want to know the truth. Okay, yeah, it might sound good, but man, can you actually prove what you're saying to me? Show me some actual facts. Like I said, it's one thing to have knowledge, but do you have right knowledge? That's the key. Because there is some information you say, yeah, I'm knowledgeable on this, but is the knowledge you're getting right and proper knowledge? So
I think the problem, and this may be one of my problems, is that I'm just one of those people who are becoming conscious, but I just don't know where I need to hold on to, because there's just so many different ideologies, so much information out there, so much that'll grab your attention, and it's like, God, what do you need? Where do you need me to be? Because I don't care how much people say, well, I'm a God, and she's a goddess, and I'm this, and I'm that. There is a creator. We didn't get here just by the poof of just whatever. We got here by somebody greater than the human eye. We have to admit that. So that's my journey, is to find out who I am, look into my destiny, and go into that path. All this other nonsense, this is what's been hindering people, and this is what is going to continue to hinder people. That's why people don't know nothing. That's why they're simple-minded. That's why they don't go nowhere. This man, been a couple years ago, I was at my in-laws' house, and their preacher came in. As soon as he came in, they said, turn the TV to what pastor want to watch. We're not going to watch that while pastor here. And I just want to say, what the, who he supposed to be? He don't control anything. Why should I turn the TV to what he want to watch it? He's a nobody to me. Why are we giving this man so much respect? We ought to be giving our inner self the respect. Respect yourself. That's what you ought to be doing. Not respecting somebody who really doesn't mean anything to you, that's just out there to take from you. They're taking from people. They're living good. They ain't got to worry about their lights being cut off the next week, or their phones off, or their car not being able to fix their car. They're doing just fine. But while you out here struggling, they're laid back chilling.
That's true, indeed. And then when he make a mistake or do something wrong, say if he, commit an act of cheating on his wife, having an affair. I mean, people are quick to, okay, he just made a mistake. It was, it's quick to defend him, but let you do it. What, man, they gonna ridicule you. They gonna chastise you. Oh, sister, she's sleeping with everybody. She's sleeping with, deacon so and so. How come they can't forgive you just like they did the pastor?
That's true.
I mean, you the same thing, ain't you? Aren't you in the church? Aren't you a Christian also? How come you can't be forgiven?
And here's another one. When this the same preacher, when his daughter, when people in the church sick, he say, "Don't get near my daughter. Don't get near her. Y'all sick. Y'all stay away from her. If you sick, don't come to my church. When the first lady walk in, we need to stand up." What? That is who said that they was royal and I wasn't? What makes your bloodline more royal than mine?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's time for them to be exposed. I think that more people need to speak up. I think it's time to let it all out. And the thing is, if you talk, and this is how all the old people say, shh, don't you say that. Don't you tell. That's blasphemy. You gonna burn in hell. Don't talk up against God's people. We all are God's people. We just need to change our carnal mind.
Yeah.
Once you renew your thinking and change your carnal mind, you'll be a part of God's people. Until then, you're just in darkness.
Yeah, indeed. And that is the problem. Like I said, they not always teach us, and they taught us not to question God's man. Just like they tell you don't question God. So, I think that is a problem. A lot of us, when we was taught that as a youth, as a child, we're not supposed to question God's man. But I got a question about, something that might help me. Like I said, even in the church, if the preacher's preaching on something, and you want to ask him a question, man. You can't raise your hand in the middle of in that sermon and talk about, oh wait, I got a question. No, you better not do that. He might say, well, speak to me in my chamber, after service. And
or
then he's
he'll
gonna
say,
brush you off if you coming with some real right knowledge. You got something he just said don't make no sense.
or here's another. Or you need to come to Sunday morning Bible school if you got some questions.
Yeah. But if I got questions, you not gonna answer it. You just gonna brush me off and say you just gotta believe. Believe, hell, I've been believing all my life, and I've been messed up every time I believe because I find out the damn truth.
That's true.
And, so you ain't going to get me with that belief stuff no more. I mean, because like I said, it's time now, it's time to know. It ain't time to believe no more.
It's time to know, that's right.
Yeah,
You're right.
You can cut that out. That's why a lot of people, like I said, they're being, more people are being more conscious now. They're coming to their conscious thought of mind. It's like children now, our young children, our youth just growing up. Man, they ain't with that stuff no more. You ain't going to tell them just believe no more.
No.
It ain't like that. Maybe when we were growing up, like I said, I'm 30, I forgot my age, about 39, and like I said, and when I was growing up, you can easily tell you just gotta believe, Man, these children are not going with that. You gonna have to prove to them.
Yeah.
And then most of the time, they gonna show you the facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These children are smart. They're more intelligent now because, you know what I'm saying, even though we might say a lot of them are rowdy and out here, acting wild, but they're not like us. You know what I'm saying? They know it's something else. You're going to have to prove it. Don't come to me with that junk talking about, but just believe, baby, it's going to be all right. No. Show me it's going to be all right.
I think that we were chosen. Everybody that's right now that's in the kingdom that's becoming conscious, that is conscious, we've been chosen. We're part of the fresh fruit to bring this new shift to manifest, which it was going to happen anyway. But this is what God has wanted. This is what He's always wanted, and it's going to be people that's not going to like it, and people are not liking this right now, and I don't know, just even to the heaven and hell thing. I mean, that's also another thing that keeps people in bondage, to keep you scared, to make you think when you die you're going to burn, and make you think when you go to heaven you're going to be walking these streets of gold. We really need to look at the symbolism and really figure out what the truth is behind heaven and hell before we actually make judgment on it.
Yeah, that's indeed.
Because why would a powerful, loving God want to put you into some burning pits and burn you? I don't care if you have been living this wild life and crazy life. We all are chosen to be here. You can be forgiven. You are forgiven. Because if that's the case, then that's what Jesus Christ died for all our sins. And that's why you're already forgiven. You just have to change your carnal mind and ask God to renew your mind and ask God for reformation.
Indeed.
Because that's the most powerful weapon you got is your mind, reforming it, changing your ways of thinking.
That's true. Yeah, like I said, because, they even speak about that, walking the streets of gold and all of those things, mansions and all of that. I mean, it's still speaking with that on an earthly matter. That's the same thing that's here on earth.
Exactly. So why can't you have those things here? Why do you have to wait to die to get those things?
Yeah, that's the same thing. And it kind of goes back to what my mentor, I had to say my mentor, Honorable, Malcolm X. But he used to say that, what I'm saying, they keep you looking, they keep us as a black people, keep our head in the sky, waiting till we die, what I'm saying, to be able to, have things. And, what I'm saying, the white people are having heaven right here on earth. I'm saying they have all of these things. So that's kind of like this thing goes back to that, what he said about that. I got to wait till I die before I can have all these mansions and all of this stuff, walk the streets of gold, while these people down here are having it. And I can say, okay, well, I don't know why they got it, but mine coming. I might be poor and hungry now, but when I die, I'm going to be straight. Nah, that ain't how it goes.
That's
not valid.
Exactly.
So
true. If that's the case, then what you here for?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to wait to go to some place to have all this royalty, what is your purpose here?
Yeah, that's a good
Because
point.
I'm trying to have it now.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be prosperous while I'm here. I'm not trying to wait till I die and be expecting something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, that's huge.
And we need to start focusing in on our dreams, because dreams are powerful.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Keep talking. I got to
Oh, you is? Yeah, must say, yes, these are extraordinary times. Yeah, they truly are. And, yeah, because I was reading, I'm trying to find go back to what I was looking at in the scripture again when we was talking about money. In 1 Timothy, it's in 1 Timothy 6, verse 10, where it speaks about, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covered after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. Like I said, the root of money is the root of all evil, which some covered after, they have erred from their faith. So a lot of these preachers around here is preaching about all this money and basically lusting after the money and the desires of having things. Like I said, $16,000 dogs, Lear jets, all of these Bentleys and so forth. It says they err from the faith because they're not teaching you all about faith. They're not teaching you really anything about God anymore. I listened to some of them sermons. What's his name? Joel Osteen, something like that. I mean, I listened to some of them, and it's just like it's like a motivational speech now. Like I go to
who is that? For Dr. Neal, I don't know who Joe Osteen is or Warren or whoever these white people are. I don't give a dang about these white people. They don't control me. I'm not in no spiritual war. I know there is a God, and I believe in truth. So whatever you think my battle is, there isn't no battle. You have to come from two sides and bring it into one. You have to grab knowledge from every point and bring it into one. If you under one thing and just fall under one teaching, you're part of some kind of religion, some kind of belief system.
That's it. And that's become.
You have to know knowledge from all points. You have to understand where God's coming from, because there's 6 billion people on this planet, and all these 6 billion people is not Christians.
Indeed. And that is why I say I do not. When I say that, I do not subscribe to any religious belief. The reason I say I'm not, I would say is I'm not under Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. And I say I'm not subscribing to any religious system of belief, because when I subscribe to those religious beliefs, that's what is going on here. What we're speaking about how these preachers talking about money. Now you can control me with your religious beliefs. Now you can tell me I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. You can't go with it without any actual fact, any actual proof. You can just tell me I'm not supposed to do this. Like you could use those scriptures like, "When a man robbed God" and so forth, and I'm supposed to bring all of my tithes to the storehouse. Now you can control me with this, and this is what they do with these systems of belief, religious systems of belief.
That's right.
That's why I say I don't subscribe to those. I deal with what we might say the spiritual aspect of myself.
Right.
I get myself in tune with the Most High. I don't need a religious belief or religious system belief to tell me about, you know what I'm saying, my Creator, my God. I don't need that. That's come with me, with nature, with natural.
And this goes back to what I said to Dr. Neal. I may be on a spiritual war. It may be. But maybe God is trying to take me out of something that I used to be in bondage in. Maybe that's why I am back and forth. Maybe I am struggling with something. A lot of people are. We all are struggling with something.
Indeed.
Because questions will be raised.
Indeed. Yeah, because questions. That's why I said when I was studying, because I was raised up in a Christian home, but later I started studying Islam. But even with that, I started questioning a lot of things.
See?
Until I got to the point now, I don't even, like I said, I don't subscribe to either one. You know what I'm saying? I'm more happy. I could say this. I'm more happier, and what people want to say.
Don't you feel released?
Yeah, people saying that I want to say blessed today. Christian might say I'm blessed. I have.
That's right. Bless is a good term. That's right.
I can just call out and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just call out and ask the elders or whatever. Hey, look, please, I don't even have to tell you the truth. I don't even say, well, God, I need this, I need that. Help me with my finances. I know I ain't got $1 in my pocket. God, I need some gas. I don't even do that. Because I don't worry about that. I don't have to go through those type of things. Because I might call out to the universe, hey, look, it would be nice if I had this, I had that. I'm gonna say it like this. My mate, she's sitting right here. She'll tell you. I kept saying, man, you know what I'm saying? I wish I had a lab. I'm gonna get me a laptop. I would like to have. I would like to have a laptop.
Right.
I would like to have a laptop. I would like to have. Now what? I got about 5 laptops.
But you spoke it into existence.
I spoke it out.
You didn't have to say, God, I need me a laptop.
Yeah,
no, you didn't have to say you spoke. You speak what you wanted to existence. There's certain things that I spoke on, certain trips that I have been wanting to take, and I finally took them because I spoke on them for years.
Yeah.
It may take years. It may take months.
That's it. You wait. Like you put it out in the universe, and it will come back to you. It would come to you, like they say, but you have to be patient. You just speak on those things, and you don't have to worry about it. You know, talking about God, I sure need. Man, God ain't got time for you and your little petty stuff. What you talking about? You need $5 for some gas. You need something like that. What do you got to deal with that stuff for? It's tragedies is going on all around the world. Natural disasters going on.
That's right.
And he worried about you talking about paying some, paying a bill to make somebody else rich in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pay my car note so I can make Ford rich.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? God ain't got time for stuff like that. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Through religious system of belief, this is what we go through. So, you know what I'm saying, with right knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and we really have to get into knowing ourselves, get in tune, like I said, really with ourselves. Because what they say, that the Spirit of God is in you, so if the Spirit of God is in me, that breath, as they say, is the Spirit. I mean, God dwells in me, because they said God dwells in you. So I don't have to reach out too far to get God's help. So I know God is in me, so I don't have to deal with all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All these religious beliefs.
Do you believe in prayer and meditation?
Yeah, meditation.
That's right.
Indeed.
That's right.
Indeed. Like I said, we have to. So, you know what I'm saying, you can get, especially a lot of times you get focused. I mean, get more focused. Because I would get out of focus on a lot of things. When I can feel it, I would get like headache almost. You know what I'm saying? And get like out of balance, like I'm dizzy or like I'm weak. I don't have any energy. So by the time I get and I meditate on maybe some doctrine that, spiritual doctrine or something that I've read, and I focus on a lot of those things, just thinking about them. And meditate on those things, and I feel myself get high in energy, and I feel myself coming back around. Yeah, and I get motivated to, and even a lot of time I don't feel like reading a lot of times. I say, man, I don't feel like studying. I don't feel like this. But then something to hit me. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You got work to do, partner. You better get to hit them books. You better listen to some or do something. So I have to get, you know what I'm saying, doing that meditation for myself. Oh, Carl, you still here?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, I wish I had did it, an hour and a half. I mean, at least my hour and a half show. I only kind of scheduled myself for an hour.
Yeah, I've been looking for you, and I've been missing out on you.
Actually, last week, I had already scheduled the show, kind of put out the advertise what I was going to do. And actually, that's Sunday morning. And then that Sunday evening, my computer went out. So I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So all week I was like, man, I got to get something going. But I couldn't get my laptops to hook up to the internet. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just as we always say, the universe heard them prayers, as they say. And I was up and running actually yesterday. But I had all my audio and everything set on my computer, but I didn't convert them over to, I never did convert them over.
Mm-hmm.
I had a video, but I never converted them over to audio. So
right.
I had a chance to do the show last night.
Well, when is your next show?
I got a brother who wants to come on. He came on last week. Brother Cabino Ray. He said he had something he wanted to do, so and he's only available on the Friday night. Cause he, he do a lot of health shows. He listens to a lot of health shows and things on Saturday. So maybe this Friday. Cause I try to advertise it earlier during the week or the last minute, but maybe Friday. Did you listen to the show archives from last week?
No.
Okay, yeah, because he had something he was dealing with, kind of about the goddess, sisters calling themselves queens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, calling themselves queens, let them know that the word queen meant prostitute or whore. Yeah, because you can go into the archives and
wow, that's amazing. Because you got a lot of black women that's calling themselves queens now.
Yeah, that's why he did it, because he said it was a conversation he had it on Facebook, and where the sisters was calling themselves queens. And they go to the etymology of it, and they would see, the word queen does mean prostitute or whore. Even you look at the word queen through the etymology, it would say even a gay homosexual male call themselves a queen.
Yes,
and
true.
That's where they get the word drag queen from. Yeah. So sister got to drop that word queen. Get into something else. Like he said, either call yourself a goddess, even though that is God is a come from the German word, but empress or something.
Something different. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
won't call yourself a prostitute. You don't hear me calling my sister.
That's right.
No queen. She gonna slap me in the face. She be conscious, and I say, "Hey, queen," and she slapped me upside the head. I ain't no prostitute. Sister straight. She know it. She know what that is. So yeah, it's all about bringing our sisters up to awareness about what's going on. And, yeah, so he's gonna be on maybe next week. I'm thinking Friday. I got to get with the brother, and I have a guy. I got to get back with this brother. He has he's also on Blog Talk, but he has a book out. I forget the name of it. Forgive me. I think it was Why Do Men Hate Women? Why Do Men Hate Black Women? He's the author. I seen he has 5 books out. And the brother wanted to come on the show, so I got to get myself together so I can get this brother on here to talk about
Yeah, because that's
book.
true, and there's a lot of single black women out here now.
Yeah. So
that's a good topic.
So maybe sometime, well, I ain't going to say this month, because this month is almost over. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, I can get to this brother, and we can get the brother on to talk about his book. And next time I have my show, I will have his name, and I will get his website up. I mean, advertise the website so you can see the book and so forth. Yeah.
All right. Well, I enjoyed the show. I'm gonna make this quick run right quick, and then I'm gonna get on one of these other shows in a little bit, and then I'll be looking forward towards hearing you.
Okay, and I really thank you for tuning in and joining me tonight. Sharing information and sharing this topic always. And I thank you for joining me.
Okay.
And until next week, peace and have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, this has been the Sunray 9 Show. I thank you, and I see you next week. I'm out. Sunray 9 Show. I thank you, and I see you next week. I'm out. Sunray 9 Show. I thank you, and I see you next week.